Hi all, welcome to KV Online Study Experts. Today we are going to study the fourth chapter, sorting materials into groups. We have seen that our food and clothes have so much variety in them. Not just food and clothes. There is such a vast variety of objects everywhere. We know that there is a lots of varieties of foods, lots of varieties of clothes are there. Not in the case of food and clothes. There is a vast variety. Vast means wide. So much varieties of so many objects everywhere around the world. We see around us a chair, a bullock cart, a cycle, cooking utensils, books, clothes, toys, water, stones, and many other objects. Okay? All these objects have different shapes, colors, and uses. From the paragraph, what we understood? In the world or around us, there are so many varieties of objects of the same type. For example, chair. Plastic chair is there, wooden chair is there. So varieties of chairs are there, bullock carts is there, cycles is there, gear cycles is there, normal manpower cycles is there. So different types of cycles are there. Cooking utensils. In the kitchen itself, we can see so many types of vessels. We are using some utensils for cooking purposes. Not in a single vessel. We can use pots, clay pots for cooking food, and we can use steel materials, steel vessels, or we can use aluminium vessels. Is it? We can use wide varieties of items. Okay, let's go to the next paragraph. Look around and identify objects that are round in shape. Look at pictures given below. See objects around us. See, there's a key, there's a doll, there's a glass, mobile phone, CD, gloves, pen, pencil, so many items are there. Screwdriver is there. Varieties of items are there, is it? Again, look around and identify objects that are round in shape. Our list may include a rubber ball. Rubber ball is a round in shape. Ball is round in shape. A football. Football is round in shape. And a glass marble. If we include objects that are nearly round, our list could also include not completely round, but nearly round, almost round in shape. That is, we can include such type of objects like nearly round shaped objects like apples, oranges, and earthen pitcher. All these are in almost nearly round in shape. We are looking for objects that are edible. Edible means eatable objects. We might include all the items that we have listed in 1.1, 1.2 and 1.3. That's in chapter 1. Okay, chapter 1 you can see all the edible objects that you have learned in chapter 1. We might also find that some of these round-shaped objects we just listed out are also in this group. Let us say we wish to make a group of objects that are made of plastic. We know that nowadays so many things are made up of plastics. Is it? Mainly we can see because plastics are of beautiful colors. They can add colors while making plastic. Beautiful colored plastic items, toys, vessels, everything is there. Buckets, lunch boxes, toys, water containers, pipes, and many such objects may find a place in this group. There are so many ways to group objects. In the above examples, we have grouped objects on the basis of their shape or the materials they are made from. Here, buckets are made of mostly of plastic. Lunch boxes are made of steel, plastic. Glass box is there, isn't it? Toys are made of mainly plastic. Water containers are made of plastics. Pipes are made of steel or plastic pipes are there. So, we can group these objects on the basis of the material. Is it what material is used to make these things? Like that, we can group this as plastic type objects. Is it? Or we can group it on the basis of their shape. All objects around us are made of one or more materials. These materials may be glass, metal, plastics, wood, cotton, paper, mud or soil. Understand? Look around us. We can see that the chair. We could see oh, some chairs are made of plastics, and we could see some chairs are of wood, and we could see glass tumbler made of glass material, or tumbler made of steel material, or tumbler which is made of plastic. Activity 1. Let us collect as many objects as possible from around us. Each of us could get some everyday objects from home, and we could also collect some objects from the classroom or outside the school. What will we have in our collection? What could we collect from around us? We could collect chalk, pencil, notebook, rubber, duster, a hammer, nail, soap, spoke of a wheel, bat, matchbox, salt, potato. All these things, is it, from around us we could collect. We can also list objects that we can think of but cannot bring to the classroom. Is it? Can you bring your all the vegetables to the classroom? No, you are not allowed. You are allowed to bring the things which you are using in the class while writing notes. To read books, you need books, and to write in your notebook, you need pencil, eraser, sharpener, box. Everything is needed. So these things are allowed. For example, wall, trees, doors, tractor, road. Can you bring all these things to the classroom? No. Okay. Separate all objects from this collection that are made from paper or wood. This way, we have divided all objects into two groups. Separate all the objects like that. It's just an activity. See, all you can do at home. One group has the objects that are made from paper or wood, while the other group has the objects that are not made of these materials. Understand? On one group, what you have to collect? On one group, you have to collect items which are made of paper or wood. In the other group, you have to collect objects which are not made of wood or paper. Similarly, we could separate the things that are used for preparing food. Is it? While we go to the grocery shops or we will buy so many objects which are necessary for our house. That will include vegetables, vessels, so many things will be there, is it? So, we could separate the vessels and the vegetables easily. Okay? Like that. Let us be a little more systematic. List all the objects collected in table 4.1. Look at the table 4.1. See, object. That is plate. Plate, or its name is thali. In Hindi, we will call as plate. Will be made of steel plates are there, glass plates are there, plastic plates are also there. Again, another object, pen. Pen is mostly made of plastics and it's made of metals also. Understand? Okay. So, two types of classification. Pen, plastic type pen, metal type pen. Okay. Try to identify the materials that each one is made of. You understood this table, no? Okay. Collecting information about as many as possible. It may seem difficult to find out the materials out of which some of these objects are made. In such cases, discuss with your friends, teacher and parents to identify the material. Next, activity 2. Table 4.2. Look at the table 4.2. Different types of objects that are made from same materials. Same material, wood. Material, first one is wood. Objects made of wood are chair, table, plough, bullock cart and its wheels. All these items are made of the same material, that is wood. And the second one, paper. From paper, what items we could make? Books, notebooks, newspaper, toys is there. Calendar is made of paper, is it? We can list out like this. Leather. What items we will make from leather? Bag, chappals, purse, belt. So many things we can make. Okay? And plastics. From plastic we can make glass, bucket, mug, plate. So much things are there. Toys, so many things are made of plastics. Then cotton. What are the objects made from this cotton? Clothes. Towels are there. We can make pillows and mattresses made from cotton. Go to the next paragraph. What do we find from these tables? First, We grouped objects in many different ways, is it? Okay. We then found that objects around us are made of different materials. At times, an object is made of a single material. For example, take chair. Chair is made of a single material. That's of wood. Wooden chair is made of wood only. Plastic chair is made of plastic. That's a single material is used to make that. An object could also be made of many materials. And then again, one material could be used for making many different objects. Plastic is used to make different types of objects. Glass, plates, buckets, bowl. Plastic bowl is there. Plastic box is there. Is it so many things? With the same material, we can make so many types of objects. What decides which materials should be used for making any given objects? It seems that we need to know more about different materials because we have to decide what types of items we needed. Suppose we will think I have to buy a set of plate which should be made of glass because glass is more useful than plastic items because plastic items is harmful, is it? Properties of material. Have you ever wondered why a tumbler is not made with a piece of cloth? Recall our experiments with a piece of cloth in chapter 3. You have learned it. And also keep in mind that we generally use a tumbler to keep a liquid. What is the use of a tumbler? To keep a liquid or to take a liquid. Therefore, would it not be silly if we were to make a tumbler out of cloth? What will happen? Actually, what is the use of a tumbler? To take water or liquid items. So, what we need for a tumbler is glass, plastics, metal or other such material that will hold water. Okay, if we take water in a cloth or if we take water in a paper, what will happen? It will leak out. These materials can't hold the water, can't hold the liquid. So that we need a material which could hold the liquid. So that we prefer glass, plastics, metal or such other materials to take liquids. Similarly, it would not be wise to use paper-like material for cooking vessels. What will happen? If you make a paper vessel, it will burn. We see that we choose a material to make an object depending on its property and the purpose for which the object is to be used. The same thing I have explained above. When we go to the shop, we will be planning to buy some glasses or some utensils like plates, spoons or anything. What will be our priority? We will give priority to its property of the material, the property of the material and the purpose of the object. Sometimes we will use clay pots to cook rice or cook other food items. What is the purpose of the clay pots? Purpose of clay pot is it's nature friendly, is it? It's not made of metals, it's made of natural material, that's of clay. What are all the properties of material that would be important for their usage? Some properties are discussed here. So, we are going to study about the properties of the materials we are using. Material means plastics, wood, glass, leather, cotton. Let us see what are the properties of these materials. First property is appearance. Materials usually look different from each other. Wood looks very different from iron. Iron appears different from copper or aluminium. At the same time, there may be some similarities between iron, copper and aluminium that are not there in wood. We can identify wood easily. Is it? Wood materials easily. And wood materials looks very different from the iron material. And iron different from copper or aluminium. But these iron, copper or aluminium are metals. And wood is no connection with this copper, aluminium or iron. Activity 3. I am just reading it. Collect some pieces of different materials. Paper, cardboard, wood, copper wire, aluminum sheet, chalk. Do any of these appear shiny? Separate the shiny materials into a group. Would you feel any of these materials is shiny? You could feel this copper wire should be shiny and the aluminum sheet also will be looking shiny. Now, observe as the teacher cuts each material into two pieces and look at the freshly cut surface. What do you notice? Look at the picture given below. Here, the iron piece, the material is cut into so many pieces. They have luster. Luster is the shining property of that material. Does the freshly cut surface of some of these material appear shiny? Yes. When you cut the copper wire, you will feel it shiny. The aluminum sheet is also shiny. Do you notice such a shine or luster in the other materials? Cut them anyways as you can. Repeat this in the class with as many materials as possible, and make a list of those with and without luster. Instead of cutting, you can rub the surface of material with sandpaper to see if it has luster. Take any material, and if you want to know that if it has shining property or luster, take one sandpaper and rub it on the surface of that metal with the sandpaper. Okay. If there is luster, you could see the shining objects or particles. Materials that have such luster are usually metals. Understand? So, metals will have the luster property. That means the shining property. Iron, copper, aluminium and gold are examples of metals. Some metals often lose their shine and appear dull because of the action of air and moisture on them. For example, copper. Okay, when you use a copper material, what will happen? After some time, it will lose its shine and it will appear dull because of the action of air and moisture on them. Okay, we therefore notice the luster only on their freshly cut surface. When you visit an ironsmith or a workshop, look out for freshly cut surface of metal rods to see if they have luster. All are your observation part. Second property is hardness. When you press different materials with your hand, some of them may be hard to compress, while others can be easily compressed. For example, can you compress on a wooden chair? No. When you compress on the wooden chair, what will happen? Nothing will happen. But when you compress on a pillow, what will happen? It will compress, is it? It will reduce its size. Take a metal key and try to scratch with it the surface of a piece of wood, aluminium, a piece of stone, a nail, candle, chalk, any other material or object. Okay, you can easily scratch some materials like piece of candle, chalk, wood also. You can make scratches. But some cannot be scratched so easily, especially stone, aluminium, nail. You can't scratch on it, is it? Materials which can be compressed or scratched easily are called soft. We will say our pillow is very soft, our mattress is very soft, is it? Because you can compress them easily. So, materials which can be compressed or scratched. Scratch means how scratching? Like this. Using your nails, you will do like this on the surface. Is it? Scratching. Scratch easily are called soft materials, while some other materials which are difficult to compress are called hard materials. Can you compress a chair, a wooden table? You can't compress. So we will call it as a hard. Cotton or sponge is soft. That's what I said about the pillow mattresses. Is it? These are very soft materials. So cotton or sponge is soft, while iron is hard. Iron is hard because iron is a metal, because it is very hard. In appearance, materials can have different properties like luster, hardness, be rough or smooth. So appearance, for the same case, take a wooden chair as an example. What is the appearance? It have different properties like luster. Does it have a luster? Does a wooden table has luster? No luster. Hardness? Yes, it's hardness. Be rough or smooth? Yes, it's rough. Is it? These are the properties of or appearance of a material. Can you think of other properties that describe the appearance of a material? Okay friends, we can cover the rest of the part in the second part of the video. I hope that you liked the video. Please like, share the channel and please subscribe it. Thank you.